Nandala Mafabi. La dite uchako loke kigamo la peny ma la dit LK Bernard Umio. La peny ma LK Bernard Umio uberu ni iwot pala dite machalo ngat matika yenyu kuyi. Ikin pachi botwa Uganda kany totwale ya chuli ibureme ya chuli kany kibureme kumal me Uganda. Ano na yung pinya tinining kidong jemi na tinining yogi kijemu kene magulu kumba. La dite uchako loke kitero ngama ene beru kitero madlach tiki ngej matut baru jako kifoyo wunwak mutika winyu radio wajini kidua James Nandala Mafabi tika chung beru president me Uganda itie dan ma aki ugiso ukwan mamege amera tong wiye dong total kwan ne kwan matut total me rio ma pere tek ene la dito kwan makiluna accounting ma enuni neno lokum lim me rio la diti bene ukwano nokti ngej matut macharla langol kop macharla pirida enuni mamege la dito tuti mapol ni kwanne umere bene do kwane eno chero wele me masters kwan jimo kene mapol merie la dite uti teach bot Minister of Finance karicha no URA food pay uti teach machalo ngat ma neno kit muchoro mamiero kimi kidano benining no kidwari tax assessor adito beru dano ma uti teach makemu lok melim eni mapol ukonyo bene countries mapol mapaki Uganda konyo dok bador lokum lim ki muchoro i Kenya i Rwanda i Ghana ki lobe mapola ta aditi beno beru dano ma utiu ki dul mador lokum lim me wilobo maklune IMF utiu bene kwetgi wiye ka watet lokum la diti cherma bo ikit metera ne eno donye tele magali vario ki achel niyo watin en mawano logo ne tila me parliament me budandiri kacha budandiri ilobo gi kacha ene bugisu donc dia lokade entino mwaka pieri wa beach mati tela donc eno dore comme la peigne ma mera LK Bernard upenyo udore ye kon wajuni ada ene woro wotetin imiri chaki matin nani po beru ki gum metia ko yo moro district bien yo raj mapekate mabe wa ko dum wot ko beru chero rana ta pewtum ken mo go ke plan bien yo raj cheda gamente ma ene tika mero binu ni ene donyi tela nani tika nero ene chalo gina tima ma pira tera dada lopo yo tima tek tima raj man ene balo wot kadano ki timu jemigi ki biashara magen yele kere matwero konyo gen en beru logo jim mukene machalo mach malek mono duogi ke gor wen infrastructure lok me mach ben feti mabe ineno pol mach no kara ki pol gain padano ki pol areas mukene no dano ma pol pegi tiki gum meno tiki machi eni mach kon mukene tiki kanyo ma shwa eno be tie et luang me ko pe ka tikere kon en wajeni mach kin jim ma pegi tego kwal ikit me ilukero padano ikit me biashara ikit me yupu jami mano dano charo ikit me konyogi bekergo ile chen malo man eni kin jim ma tek twal ukok twal ikum lok pa yo mapeti mabe wa yo wani egini wenkiri wa yo lame eni twale yo man ma aki Gulu cher Kampala ma walwoni Gulu Kampala highway no mi ro cheta o kabiri gom make luoni ki 4 lane manodong ki yo angwen pien kero ki wel maroka ki joma tiyu ki Gulu kero do iromal twal no mi ro o kenyu che tela matie chawani petika neno enuni chalo gin ma perte yo ni bene tima pebe ma yo peti mabe pe yo gi mabe lampo romo pitian lok ni ketika kwalo le makwala omio la bole ni ka ke mio chente me yupo yo kilometers maron piara rio e Uganda kan ke tiyo ke maron kilometer chen ke ken ke loke kilometers para bo wen no ke kwalo chen na kwala man eni pero ma dit patie lokum yo we ko pero me yo ti ma tek ka di dano tutwal man gino eno lorie en beno medo man nok ni comme yo jim ma ki tiu ken mi yu yu wen ki choko ki kin pa ti bot u lo kum gwen gu gi wadano ma tiu ka yu yu ni no go a ki kan pingo chene ki ka lanyo ne ku menu man gin mara tete kelo ma chalo ko we en ye gin mo we en itika binu ka mer ne chung pi ilukero balwa u giru loke kon wajo ni lok metongo yen ti maraj yen maj pe ka o bodano kitika jogo dani to tong maka bat gamente wel maj madano chulo dir tutwal yen mu jor me ye diru karo tika diyo lwa man tikin ko jimi ma adeto wajo iyo kit me wot ma mege me campaign ma mege.
Okay, for the trial, let's take a short break, and when we come back, we shall get into our manifesto. Want to hear much more of the manifesto? Man put you me no be obet kanki you mafia tek eroti kanki FDC.
former Member of Parliament for Kasese Municipality and the Vice Chairman of the FDC. We came accompanying our brother, the Right Honorable Nandala Mafabi, whom I believe is the most competent presidential candidate in this race. I want to remind you that in 1986, when President Museveni came to power, he said he had come to solve the security problem. And the insecurity problem has since been dealt with. But over the years, now 40 years down the road, we are having economic challenges. Our debt burden has gone beyond the ceiling. It is now on top of the roof. And the only person who can solve this, as you've heard from his profile, is our presidential candidate, who comes with a manifesto that resonates with the common needs of the people. You know, actually, sub-region, I was trying to look at its potential. Yesterday I saw a very big pawpaw, and I asked the people I was with in the vehicle. They told me that it is not genetically modified. It's a normal traditional pawpaw. And that was explaining the fertility level of the actual land. I want to believe that is why the land grabbers have decided to come and concentrate here, because actually land is very fertile, meaning that it is very productive.
Okay.
And you have a market just across in Sudan, even Congo. So the 20 years you lost can still be recovered, and we have an economic expert who can have a local solution to that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Agre, Tom, we have a check. Malabit, Honorable Secretary White.
Afoy matek Omer LK la win radio wajolo men wachel edit centenary ma eno biro MP machon men Kasese NTA National Vice Chairperson for Party FDC maneno ko piny me Uganda editi wajini eni fo editwan eni biro kany imedo kodwa mo party for FDC mo biro kon gitika war kabitu kui kila dit Right Honorable Nandala Mafabi ma eni neno ni eni dan ma pore mada meteli Uganda ikin joma tika chuni wen pikit ma wunu winyo ke kwano kede diro ki ngej mada disiti kwede merio eno wajini eni bedo ki yom chwin ineno itiro neno ni kari mada ditlobo ubiro no kwanyo tuwe kwanyo tera me Uganda wajini eni mero ni nen lok me be bedo palwa nyo security ubeto mabe chada security mabe eto imwara no chero elidong kama wan oye chawani pego ti matera deda pego mechente lonyo pe chingdano da bolle eno mioni lim den tiga mer tordon ker pagamente o chawani gamente tima pinyo dio gia dia deno dokala mal total dano per mo bere ki yeyo mabe kontena warti gi mabejo endo chawani en me oy kuman me Uganda ni ene ne ji mapol the woy ne ana papai ma did mada make wajini papai ni bene dongo gere mabe ingom wakany chalaman ma eno neno ki yatiake chuwachi ngom wati ngom mo lel mabe ma chero cham mada mane nen chalo tien lok mo wero joma gi mero joma gi yako ngom wani uno ni mero gunyang monge eniro chi man edikin ko je mero wano luenyo pia twal eno foi with the twal
For you. Now let's come back and continue with the candidate. Honorable Geoffrey, can you want to say something?
Yes, before the candidate comes in. You see, our manifesto is one of the best, and people can check on that on www.Nandala Mafabi James 2025. But also, when you go to our website, you check on the mission of the party to show you that our party will bring credible, capable leaders. So our mission is to work. Let me just summarize. The mission of Forum for Democratic Change is to work for socially, economically, and politically to transform Uganda, where Ugandan citizens, men, women, youth, and children live a life of dignity, life of dignity, have access to equal opportunity, and become masters of their role. Life of dignity, have access to equal opportunity, and become master of their own. You know, in northern Uganda, children have been traumatized. They have not been living life of dignity. We have issues of nodding disease, and people are not master of their own destiny because of what Honorable Sentinel has said. The mission father said that this mission is rooted in our ideological conviction and believe that the leadership is a service, and those who are called to serve must do it with humility, dignity, and with utmost respect for individual freedom and liberty as enshrined in our national constitution, international convention. This is what distinguishes us from others, especially the incumbent leadership who take leadership as a right. You know, Honorable Nandala James is a servant. For Ugandans who have not worked with him, who are not close to him, need to see, if you go to the website, www.nandalamafabi.com, and if you Google his picture, he's a man down there when he's in his daddy. He's on shorts, on foot.
He's always with the community,
yes,
with the people.
So he's a servant. And that is also why, as FDC, we decided to choose him as a flag bearer. In conclusion, the FDC mission is committed to offer Ugandans a brand of political and public service leadership that is transformative, selfless, and patriotic. We are committed to pursue policies that make growth more inclusive, create new decent and well-paying jobs, dramatically improve the quality of public service, delivery, and strengthen citizenship. This policy agenda and the principal value of the FDC commitment states herein are therefore not just a political promise. Rather, it is our pledge and a compact with the people of Uganda to offer alternative leadership that exposes dignity of the human person, merit-based leadership, social justice, equal opportunity to every Ugandan woman and man. So that is our commitment, and that is our policy.
Thank you, Honorable Geoffrey Kanya. Yes, agree. Tongo we will check our about candidate.
Afoy mate for Mayor LK, Amira Foritual, my senior colleague Geoffrey Kanya, pe katiki medo lok mukene makemu lok mechum para dit Nandala. Kaya medo lok maneno wajini kawa chara gabu lok mem manifesto unyo ngoma pate FDC la chumba peru president tika chumpere. Mier widanu ngeni FDC ti party matak tutwal dok ti party matiyu pilwa. Kon tiki neno ne ni tie menene ni kikel Uganda kama no dano weng beri machwinyu ripe dok ti agonya gitiyu mapegin mo diyogi mano gi waro gi kalonyo tie kipoko marom but piny weng no marom dok no dano weng tiyu kon gi no gi ti agonya pegin mo diyogi nyo pegin mo diyo kwogi gitwer me kwogi man kin ma FDC tikere wajo ni la dit Nandala ka initiere roro i website ma meko machalo pate FDC unyo itwer ichere no lok manifesto po pate FDC initiere di ichima megi jo mategi smartphone chere di i Google chere www.nandalamafabi.com nyo www.fdc.ug ka initiere di o chi no lok mapol makemo manifesto po FDC kide makemo lokum Nandala la dit mabwane matiyu pilwak tila tich pilwak eropo blok tichalo gamente mati lochi eni chawani magien gitime chalo gen lu diru tichwa ento tila tich pilwak kai cher kuni bineno no tigwa gichel mo mako tiga wot kindano maro wapali bene kapale kede mon man yure entiyu pilwak ela tich pilwak
For the trial. Now let's come back to candidate Nandala Mafabi again. We talked about the bad roads. Now it's time for you, who is listening, to be very keen, so that you'll be able to note down the good manifesto of FDC. What are some of the fundamental development agenda making up your manifesto, and why are these issues pertinent to this nation?
Well, you have read this. First, I think you have heard we need a dignified country with people. And when we came in yesterday, but we were in Noya. to cross Noya to come to Mora and come to the city, I think it was impossible. We got the water had flooded the road. I don't know the name of that river.
That is Toji.
Toji.
Before Nyuange.
You see?
After Nyuange. I
We
mean,
had
after Nyuange as you come here.
Oh,
Yeah.
terrible.
So terrible. And we had to use our four-wheel vehicles to carry people across. We had to stay there for some time to carry those who got
To transport others.
Yeah, this way then we took the other on the other side.
That was hectic.
Yeah, for us it was a service at that time. Now those who came when one left, what happened? So that clearly shows the infrastructure is a huge problem. I hope you are getting what we're saying. So people of Acholi, we are the most proud people. You are our father went to Mary. We went with many of them to Mary. We went with very many. We had Oroch's. Oroch got a first class in Bistart. Don't know where he is. I think he's around in medical now. We had very proud people. And right now, people of Acholi have been reduced to beggars because in their own way, they are like beggars. You see, we never heard about it here. Now, it's just a deliberate effort. And that is why you see we come in and say, no, there must be something to be done. And as my brother Centenary, my advice, my chair, if the chairman is not around, it's the chair.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, mentioned. You see, what is that we need? Right now, our problem, our insecurity now is poverty. Poverty is our insecurity. And it is no longer, it cannot be solved by a gun. It cannot be solved by lip service. You know, President Museveni has been around 40 years. He has solved the gun. This one he can't manage. It's now a person who also knows that idea. For him, he studied the guns. He has done that. Now it is somebody who studied how to deal with poverty. And the moment we don't solve the issue of poverty, this country people are going to, anytime they will rise against each of us.
So how do we deal with poverty?
And that's why we're coming in. So that's why our theme is fixing the economy and having money in our pockets. I can tell you, and you have heard about fertility of soil. I want to start from that. The place here, we have in our manifesto, which I'm going to explain. We had 3 cash crops. If you studied those days of ours, 3 main cash crops. It was coffee, cotton, and tea. Now, in the northern Uganda here, what was the cash crop was cotton. That's how you had East Acholi Cooperative Union and West Acholi Cooperative Union. Now there are no more. If elders were here, they would tell you that that's how they survived. They would go and get money there to take their children. They would get money there to enjoy life and look after their families. That's how they were able to take us to schools like Busogako. And the moment we left school, when you went to the university, the education was free. And why should education be? A country to develop needs education. And I'll talk about it. When they asked Gandhi, name 3 things which we need India to have so that it develops. Name 3. He said, 1, education, 2, education, 3,
Education. So his was education.
Exactly. And then the explanation that when people are educated, the country develops. Even this business, these mothers of mine and the fathers are being cheated because they are not understanding education. How do you go to a money lender? Let me give an example. He gives you money at 20% per month. 40. Is it even 40, you see?
40%?
Yes, they're terrible. But so, he gives you 1 million. Say, let us say at 20%. That means at the end of the month, you must come with 200,000 to add on 1 million. Now, that means you should bring 1.2 million. Let me ask, which business would you do in a month which will bring a return more than 20%? Because 20% is a cost, there must be also profit, there must be what you take for transport,
The utility cost.
Exactly, and the rental. So at the end, because you don't know how to multiply, you agree to take a loan, and you pay 200,000. Do you know what happened? You end up cutting off a small piece of land to sell or a goat or what, because you are not understanding the mathematics. At the end of the day, you are becoming poorer and poorer and poorer. So that because the wealth you had made is going. So to be a good entrepreneur, you need some education, and that's one we shall deal with it. Now, we have talked about fertility. So, why was it good to produce cotton in northern Uganda? Of course, and some parts of eastern and whatever. Because cotton, the soil was good for cotton, they would produce, and the cotton is called white gold. And the cotton is, each of us who are here, either you're putting on a shirt or dress, which is 100% cotton, or with a certain percentage of cotton. Now, a dress or shirt which is 100% cotton is the most expensive. Most expensive, by the way. Now, what happened to our cotton here? They found a way that they say cotton does not, is not priced. Now, cotton which is being produced is in Egypt, in India, and China. Now, it's also trying to produce cotton which is not really genuine cotton. Now, why? Because if we had a country which has leadership, which loves its people, they would have produced cotton here and make money. And the people, in fact, you heard about the spinning mill, you heard about African textile mill in Bali, you heard about Nightil, that is in Ginger. All those are now finished. But what is happening? Our generals and whatever. So now our parents which produce cotton cannot produce cotton. Now, if they are not producing cotton, what are they using the land for? Now, the land becomes bare. Are you getting it? Maybe you produce some cassava for your food, for home. You produce some millet and so on.
So your manifesto is read, and you're going to, you have alternative. On
Yes,
how to
I'm going to read for you. I wanted to bring that so that
All
I can dwell on that.
Because we need to get people
Yeah,
more informed about alternatives.
That's true. Now, we talk about compensation of cows. We're talking about cows, insurgents was here and whatever. Let me ask, if actually people, Lango people, Teso people, Western Nile had cows on their land, would the other cows have come? Just put yourself, if you had your cows on your land, would the other cows have come?
The space would not be there.
The space would not be there. So what had to be done is first to remove yours off so that they're able to bring theirs. It is just clear indicator that this is a deliberate effort so that you people, instead of having cows so that you can have money, now the barrel will come in. And that's why when they say they are compensating, you hear someone saying, shall give you 5 cows. I lost 1,000 cows 20 years ago. Those should be about maybe 10,000 cows. How do you give me 5 cows now? And there's even a court ruling that people should be compensated. So this shows there's a big problem. And this is what we want to discuss as Ugandans. We want to say, we want to thank President Museveni. You have been around for 40 years. What you have done, you have done. But this remaining, what you have not done, you cannot do in 25 years. We're not saying we are witch hunting you. We're not saying we are coming as hatred. We're saying no. Our people are suffering, they have become bigger. You see, I feel bad, you know. Some young man and just asking, begging 500 shillings, 1,000. What is this? It's so painful. Why do you make our people suffer like this? Yet these people used to have their own money and they would work well. So these are things which make me...
These policies are made from Parliament.
Parliament doesn't make policies. Policies are made by the people in power. So you see, let me tell you, you make a policy that you want
you
to
come
make...
with good policy, you pass budget.
Yes, now you have passed the budget.
Targeting.
What happened? Now that's why you're coming to the budget. And now we're going to go to the budget after that. So, I also want to... I have been so surprised. Everywhere I'm getting yellow t-shirts, getting billboards. Billboards, you know billboards. One billboard is I think 5 million.
What, 10?
10 million. So if we have, let us say there are 10 million. Now, how many billboards do we have in here? And actually maybe 1,000 billboards. 10,000 billboards. That is already 10 billion shilling on billboards in one I'm just giving just a simplicity. In this one sub-region, it is 10. You people know how to multiply. I think that, no, that's 100 billion. 100 billion on billboards in one sub-region. The teachers which they have made, of course with their corruption, because I'm sure the one who is making it maybe 10,000, 15,000. Everywhere I'm seeing a yellow. Now you're coming, you throw yellow to our people. You want to assume you have brought 1 million teachers there. I get it. That's also another 15 billion on teachers in one region.
These are campaign materials that each political party do budget for.
I'm coming to explain. If there were materials, President Museveni does not need to advertise himself after 40 years. He is everywhere. He's a billboard himself. Isn't it? He is on these airwaves. He's there. Every day he's there which passes, we're not mentioning Museveni on the radio or whatever. He is nothing. The TV, all the president of Uganda has done it. So he has been a billboard for 40 years himself. Why another billboard? So if this money was decided, let us say, this 200 billion for the sub-region in advertising was brought in a Choli region and given to our mothers who are these market vendors. Have you seen the market vendors?
Oh, yes.
Those small businesses here. What impact would it have? Everybody will say poverty has gone. But you're bringing a t-shirt which is going to be torn in the next 1 month. Which if you had given that person income to generate, then he buys his t-shirt. It will be far better than making.
All right.
So all that I'm raising is not with hatred. I'm raising them with reason. And the fertility of soil here is one. Now that's why you see there's grabbing of your land. People come and grab. We have a Chuck sugar factory, which we thought it was a good project. But we don't up to now. Has it produced some sugar?
Agre hails from that area. He can best explain it.
Agre, I've visited some sugar, but he will explain. But what will happen? We have spent over 1 trillion shilling, over 1 trillion there. And we still will spend. Let me tell you, the money there comes in supplementary, not normal budgets. And the supplementary comes, we must pass it. And of course it comes and passes. These are things we said Ugandans. And you see when you are passing that money, it's not money from heaven, it's not money from President Museveni's home, it's money from the taxes you pay. When you buy a bar of soap, and my mother was sold the oranges I see there, or cassava and whatever, then she goes and buys the bar of soap. She will pay 2,400 shillings as tax. If she sits on a motorcycle to take her home, and they put in 1 liter, the liter will be 1,500 shillings of tax. So how many liters has she sat on to go home or come here to look for what to do? How many bars of soap has she bought? How many? So every day everybody is paying what? The taxes. And these taxes are the ones which are supposed to help people to move. And that's why we're saying the reason why the taxes are increasing every day is because there's a lot of even wastage, corruption. Corruption does not mean they're stealing money from the rake. No, they're stealing money from the budget, which comes from a result of what? The taxpayer paying the what? The money. And you cannot tell me that President Museveni can manage corruption now, because when we said we're going to fight corruption without fear or favor, he's also going to say he's going to fight.
Okay.
What has it been for what? 40 years.
Okay, thank you, candidate. Let's first give Honorable Agre some time to break it down to our local listeners. Then we go for maybe a break. Yes, Agre.
Thank you so much. For Matere, Mera LK, Mera Fortval, la Chupabel Pat to be president, Tebander Bapate FDC. Il peine la peine, bord la dete, la dete d'Orier, la peine Magi to the board, la Chung to be president, Tepate FDC, Right Honorable Nathan Nandala Mafabi. Any en mono, Jimmy Mane Mochung, Ikum Chung, and we look at it on. Man malemon wajani manifesto. Sila detu wa ene tika bino kakwano lok mati manifesto nani kwa kikore. Ento mapeya ene kwano. Ti lok muke ti mamir daru nge mapira tek tutwal mayabo wi jimati manifesto nani. Ene yeni wamiro Uganda madano beri ya gonya dok ki woro inoni gitika worgi. Mano jimati ne ye ki jimano neni dano ini dano ma ki worgi. La bolle erwa yo kanja wu maya ene a kinwaya tan me chao campaign ne ma eni binu i o iyo kama ki yo wi kulu toji pi yu pongo we di yo o chamo magene ke chako panyo kwango dano ki loka ki kap ki tungkan ki dwa ko dak tungoya chamo ke a ki noya dong ki para ju mudo nge gini kono gitime ni mam nyuru pe ko ma warti ko charo lokko yo Mario wajane jimi timo pol chan tika di dano ya chuli kan dano do lulega pikin mechan kon en naka yang chon ingeyo ne chuli dano malu waga tutwal dano malu tin matek da bolle eno mi wajuma pol ene kwano kere ibusoka college nwiri da bolle mi nying dano makloni Mr. Luoj ma ubiru dano mo karo ki rom mamale tutwal ikwan mamege magin ki kwano kwegi dano ini wengo kwano ki tich malu dano ya chuli nutiu da bolle omiyo furu pama wa ya chuli Uganda lo jimano ki furu makelu lemi mabelo ene ye kofi nyokawa majan magluni tini kachel ki pama ete chawa ni pitian lok mapeki ngeyu pama dong chuke pere piene ki torji mukene odong chalo nightil gi pere machalo lira spinning mill gi dong pere wa chuk pama do pere lukir gang kiri fu pama dong chuke pere tido kar wa danu tika deno chan matek tutwal dong en machalo en inene chan ti matek da dit Museveni ulwenyo yen en mar mudugo utiyu ki mudugo utiyo dong dok ma pere me mudugo kero ni ero peko me konyo lwa ikin me donyo ikin me ilu kero gi malo weko gi beru dano ma be ene do tek ene do loyeo ene kama en tika binu weko wi lok ma dit me campaign ma mege kele mono uluo kon bor ni fixing the economy and putting money into your pocket magonye ni neone ni ki chobo peko makelu peko me lonyo mapeching dano ni go ki dong ki keru lim ki jeba palwa me Uganda mana ye wi campaign ma mege menti woriye ko ni campaign ni eni eni tika meron itika neno jim mapol ma pigi tego umeo la bole matalo fonye kon bol la dit ma cheli India manye yuak tutwal pitela mabe makelo ni gande ki bi penyo en ni wachi wajima dek kong in det ma pire tek ma inene ka India dano no chigen bi don yot tutwal tadi wajima dek gen ene me chel ene ye kwan me rio ene ye kwan me dek ma pire tek lo weng ene ye kwan man ene nyuru ni dan ka kwano biru be unyuru kon wajo ni chalo la bolle kuya peny madam ki pere ti kwan mapere o weko jibi tika diolwa dano gamulon ma wiye me dwoko makedwoni interest no ti percent boy piara rio ilon nini anga machulo ot timo business chika gamele mia chel ki bergi profit makaro ele piara rio idwe chel me adwaka endok dong ti biashara meda nyi man wen peko man ngej me kwan manok batika dio dano magamele enokelo weko tika kilo peko kon ngom wati ma be cheko cham dok cheko cham ma pole da o giro dog loke kon waju ni en itiga na ji ma pol ikine dano ruonyo diai ma pol ikar mo kar ngech itetela pa NRM mo kene na ruonyo diai mia chel imwa piera dek mo kar ngech kadon tin ke waje ki mi je bi je ke ruonyo diai piera dek imwa pier de mo karange I chao no dia bera di o penyo machala la pen chi dong pingo ki mer miyo ira biche kem o katri ki loke matek to kon wajo ni beru miri pagamento ni eni en pe wajo ki chuny maraj I wajo pieri neno ki wine ni machalo wan kar ma dia wa rueny do e chawani jo mukene yete ka kiru dia gi ingomwa manu pego pa balalo en wajo ye man eni gil maraj tutwal ma mier ki lueny pire man wa chulo do lu lega yen kero gi peke donc en wajo ni lok bakira jebiti kere chawani la dit lobo machalo president Yoweri Museveni o kare chani chelo romo pin nyoko wen mo kere ki gur posas madon ata posas eroni ki chulo pier million apa we ini keri now kadongi kero kumenu komo kete kanji kero posas million eliva chel no cher gi billion makara pa mao chero ini chen mo miero ki mi bodano ki biro ki bodano ki tish wen ichana di lo frog mir ni miru kat challe man la peny ma eno peny la winyo di lo ke
nyalo chulo jopuonjre musara.
muchara par fwenye bene peke chulo ento billion apar kitika bado ne mengo mekero billboard in metero terapi mwaka piera ngwen fudo chani tine na mir ket posta lu fwenye peke chulo ki juma poda ta ti ro pingo pe kwan chene ki t-shirts enini baka ka t-shirts chene ni weng inite ko bodlwa matika yele ki char musunga edogyo tika yele ka char la bolo tika yele ki papai tika char neni wego il ker ne malo me dongone no dok be makarko erman kitika koko kalaro t-shirt muchor wele ti matek tika dio lwa ko lwa ti lo chan umio la bole cha bun ba chel ma ini wele ko ne liva dek ki mia bit ko ne liva ngwen e liva rio ki mia ngwen ye ti muchoro chere ma chera bot gamente ma ki choko ni kinio mo petrol me pire e pire moroka ke kero de ta chel chene me chulo eliva bit ko gi mia chelli eno ni wen ke ti yu chuore eliva chel ki mia bit muchoro so si chero I nimule I goe mo eliva dek ki mia boro e leta chel mo ni ngwalo ki Uganda
It passes here. What this
from
petrol
Nimule
passes Uganda to go to Sudan.
nyura dani dog me muchoro timade mande ki kwa nyibo
Mem da omena active me cher kan yang turkulo. Anyway, mero gamente me.
No, but you have a point. You see, the fuel passes here.
Yes.
We all come from the same pipeline. The cost of the pipeline is known. Are you getting me?
yes
So what is happening is that here, they will have to bid, they will add taxes, they will have to add on their handling charges here because they are very expensive, and even the corruption at the line. So by the time the fuel drops here with 1,000, it's higher. While there, when it goes, these handling charges are handled inland because from there, it crosses here. Here, you have nothing only to tell it, let the truck go. Are you getting it? I'm sure they are selling it at their what? The price at the what? At the cost plus transport. So we must be realistic with
maybe benat kat ya godoge amera po wini ikawan en malo kirini man magi chare den yoni ki will le chel eleba bid no yeah the one the boys
Sell by the roadside.
is at 5,000 cities, but at the petrol station here it is 5,100 something.
Okay,
So ya gikine wera po wi lo kachele tadi to wai lo matek lo weng wero jimi ti marachi eri ni corruption unyo chamchana kwalo chente palwa ki kwalo chene ki budget umio la bole ya tiak sugar amir na gam kakani atiak sugar
tiang dong chukai mo ti mo no.
yes.
imo ele vario ki pia rio ki beruka tiang ki sukar manako ka
Sample mo caro. Is confirming that the
ki beruka ti sangi bere ki tungko ne tiang bere ki beruka biru kede peki pebor tiang me ya tiake
but meno chukai giro caro ki bo.
sukar karo
No, you see me bo wachuriji. Chik pa government wajini ki chako factory manye. Government yen kelo sukari woko miki shulo musolo meno masampo sukari no ko atiak factory wachi jigda die
Ti wajini mokcha dena dani chukai pua ki atia. Wachera won will. Let's go for a short break. When we come back, we want to get the alternative, and then maybe you highlight us the manifesto clearly so that we see what FDC plans to enable Uganda to
But
succeed.
let us quickly about sugar before we go on break. One, if sugar sometimes, these factories, like even in Kakira, what they do when they say they will close the plant, what they do, they import what? Sugar. From
rebrand
and rebrand.
They import sugar and rebrand?
Yes.
Rebag them?
Yes.
Rebag them and rebrand?
Yes, you will going to take Kakira sugar.
Why? Why do so?
No, because they are the ones who have been around and will bring sugar without taxes. If where rice comes here in Uganda without paying taxes from Tanzania, from Malaysia, from
Pakistan.
You are the one they call it basmati or something.
The plastic rice.
Which is
Plastic
Basmati.
rice.
which people see people fighting for it. It's terrible. And yet we have a lot of rice grown in what?
In Pabo here.
In Pabo, in Winyore, and this rice of ours is more better. The other one, those who eat that imported even eat medicine. They have to put preservatives there. Yes.
Poison.
poison.
I'll take time and read more.
No, you read about
Okay,
it.
let's go in for a break.
I will give you even a research we did about food which is preserved.
We go for a short break. This is Radio Rupiny, 95.7 FM. If you're listening, we'll have the chance to hear from you. And you can start sending in your WhatsApp text. The number is 0750117966.
Our world is a magical place.
county. Remember, he went viral, threatening to eat rats.
No, he's not the one. He wanted to hang himself.
Oh, yes, that was in Parliament.
And I had to be there myself to hold
To rescue him
I said,
from the
"No,
necktie.
We shall get a district.
Finally, they came back, and we also have the National Vice Chairperson, Honorable Centenary Robert, is here with us. Don't forget my very colleague, Agre, who is translating in the local dialect for our people in the Greater North, and other candidates who are here with my friend Chaga Oyat, who is a regular panelist on our every Saturday weekly show, a political talk show. Yeah, he's contesting for Badegela IB. That's Councillor 5?
Yes.
Oh yes. Now let's get back into our manifesto. Let's dissect them one by one, and we give the alternative view. What does FDC have at hand?
I think as you have had Radit, I want to ask everybody to really get a copy of this manifesto. It is in a soft copy in very simple English, and we thought we could get Radit Bernard to translate it in actually, but to a term back.
We can do it for the future.
For the future.
Yeah, for the future use.
Yeah, but it is because if you vote us in power, this is our contract. You say manifesto is a contract somebody, a candidate draws. Like now for us, if this is our contract of drawn with the people of Uganda, if you give us power, this is the thing you will check on us. Because this is our contract. Did we do our contract as agreed or not? Now, we have 5 pillars in our
Manifesto.
But before I go on the 5 pillars, you remember in 2001 to up to 2006, I was the chair of national economy in Parliament. Geoffrey was my member of the committee.
Yes,
2001.
I wanted to contest, but you came and said.
No, I wanted, but I was very powerful. I was when I came in, I put my CV. I stood with some professors. I stood with Professor Atigo, Professor Kamuntu.
Your CV.
So yes, at that time, but I was a new MP. But anyway, they all gave in for me, and I came. And they can also wanted to threaten. How can you threaten a big brother? But as a chairman of national economy, I was one of those involved in the issues. Let me give an example of northern Uganda. The first one was NUSAF 1, and it was coming from northern Uganda rehabilitation program. It was NAP 1, and it was NAP 1, and NAP 2, and these ones were done, NAP 2, and these ones were done when I was still in the ministry, and and these are questions that ate money in the name of people, youth programs, women programs, mention it. But what has happened?
Wow.
Everything has gone. So if all these programs are okay, you see, it's like where you make something to play with people's psychology, and then after that there's nothing. Now people forget. Now that's where we are.
But there's one which is doing so well currently, the policy development model.
Now,
at least there are so many success stories.
Yep. You see, you get me and after. There's one where they gave. It says the success. We were showing good cows, good. How do you get 1 million and have cows and whatever in a short time as it was? I think that is also misrepresentation. If your story are talking about people are using other figures, we come with a different model. We're saying to develop a country, you don't start from up. We say from a village, and every village will be given 100 million shillings. And the 100 million shillings is for that.
So it was going to be village development model.
Okay, you can call it village development model. So they will get 100 million. If there are 50 people in that village, they will get each 2 million to have their own project of their interest. The following year, they will get the same money. For 5 years, that is, we will be having 500 million. Purpose is to make sure that village comes up with its own methods of how to move forward. Because a village may have even, they can say, you see, I feel bad that people are using things like tents, saucepans, clearly will go and use our people for votes. I feel bad. I feel bad to see ambulances with people's names. You see, an ambulance is an ambulance which should be from government. You know, people go and buy second-hand this is called, which should be taxis. Already,
The drones.
Drones, yeah, they're called drones. Then I learned about, they put in a signpost, this, then they put something like siren, then they come in and they use them now running to them. I feel so bad. You know, these are things, because the government should not allow health to be played with. It's like also playing with some non-doctor coming to say he's a doctor to prescribe drugs for you. Anyway, our manifesto is very clear to deal with this. We have 5 pillars. Now, the first pillar is about generating employment opportunities. And this is the first one is agriculture. And that's the engine for job creation. Now, we're looking here at coffee as the blackboard for job creation. We're looking at fisheries as the blue economy for jobs. We're looking at livestock production for job creation. Now, livestock, that's why we come in, like here people in northern Uganda who lost their livestock have to be compensated fully. And you compensate people with market value. If you lost 1,000 cows, if you lost 10 cows, what is the number of cows now? What is the price? And you give them. And you see, that's why we're saying, the Banaro came to take your land because you have no animals. We will have your animals there. Now, even those who have lost land, in this case, must be given land. And there was a insurgency here. These people must be compensated of actually northern Uganda for the lost opportunity. Now, we have cotton. The cotton is called the white gold for job creation. We want to establish back gold, this white cotton. We have to bring back a little spinning mill. We have to bring back our ginners. We have to establish our cooperative societies. And we have to bring back the cooperative bank. We have to bring back the agriculture bank. You see, the agriculture bank is for the farmers to get money in the bank. And now this money you get, by the way, it has no interest because your bank is yours. You go and produce, then bring back the money, even the cooperative bank to help cooperators. Now, the purpose is to make sure that we stimulate growth in agriculture, and this stimulating of growth will be creating what? Jobs. Now, you look at the tea, the magnet, the money. This is called the
money magnet.
The money. How come you know it?
Yeah, I have it.
Money magnet. It brings magnet.
Because I wanted us to discuss the cooperatives.
Yeah.
How to revive the cooperatives.
Now, cooperatives are there.
Yes.
The drive of inclusive growth. No, cooperatives. Now here you have East Cooperative, East Acholi and West Acholi cooperative unions. Now these cooperative society unions are the top. The membership is primary societies. Now in the primary societies, there are the individual members. For example, there is but let me use an example of mine. I come from a primary society called Samaga Growers Cooperative Society. For us, we're coffee men. Now, Samaga is the one which is a member in the Buddhist Cooperative Union. Me, I am a member in Busamaga. Now, so Busamaga, I take my coffee to Busamaga Cooperative Union, Cooperative Society. Busamaga Cooperative Society carries my coffee to Buddhist Cooperative Union. Buddhist Cooperative Union collects coffee and markets it on behalf of all of us, which is called collective bargaining and getting better price. Because I alone, and I can't, as a simple farmer in Busamaga, I cannot carry my coffee to UK, I cannot take it. So there must be a body to deal with that. And of course, because of the union, it markets and it gets the best prices. Then that's when it pays us. Now, because of issues of having my school fees problem, the union must sometimes give me an advance through my primary society. You understand? Now, how do we survive them? We have to go to these primary societies which are lower there. We know where they are. They are like now for East Mengo, East Acholi
and West Acholi.
They are there. They are well known in their books. We just get one of the balance sheets. We shall go and get them. We shall go and get members. Members are there. Now, member in the cooperative society, membership, you don't sell your shares. You transfer. You leave. If I leave mine, my son can take it. I can say I've given mine to Agre and whatever. That's how we deal with it. So this is the most important thing we must revive. And when we revive them, they will be one of the main items to deal with marketing of the produce of the farmers. Now, what we're trying to bring here is that even the farmer, whatever he produces, will be put in silos. We're going to establish silos. Now, silos are purposed to keep a farmer's produce, so that I can have my produce, assuming I produced 100 kilograms, 100 bags of coffee. I'm just giving an example. Okay, 100 bags of cotton. Now, I have a smaller house. I can't put it there. It must be put in where there are big stores. So I take it there. They give me what we call a warehouse receipt. Now, warehouses will have a value. and the value must be the one taking care of the cost of production, the profit on it, which should be 40%, and say assuming my production was 5,000, then 40% will be 2,000, so that is 7,000. So the warehouse will have 8,000. So now when I have my warehouse of 8,000 per kilo, I have 1,000 kilos, that's 8 million. A warehouse means government of Uganda guarantees you can go to any bank and get money. Now this one I can get it in my cooperative bank, I can go to agriculture bank, but I can pick the money and say, my produce is waiting to be, I will sell it. Now time comes when I'm selling it, maybe after 2 years or 1 year, the price is 12,000. I pick my 12,000, I pay part of what belongs to the bank, I pay, and I continue with life.
Thank
so
you.
now that one helps us to move and whatever, and also to ensure that anything we produce is marketed. Now, let me also make it clear here. Supposing you are going to grow cotton or maize, and the weather is bad and it dies, the insurance company will be there to what? To compensate you. Nobody will lose. The discouragement why farmers run away is when he grows this season and he gets no market, or his product gets destroyed, he loses morale to go back to the village. That is going to stop under my government.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's take a short break, then we come back to Agre, so that he can give us a brief of the first pillar of your man.
So why not we get another alternative for cows so that we use this to produce carpets instead of importing what? Carpets. Even clothes, they make even good clothes out of fiber. And,
Any other explanation?
so these are things which we can do.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. You see how pillar there goes and
You're
talks
buying
about
the seeds
industries.
from between 5,000 to 7,000 shillings per kilo. When you get to the time of harvest, your best is selling a kilo at 1,700. And now in this season, the price trickled down to 1,000 per kilo, the soya. But you bought the seed at 5,000. You bought the seed at 7,000 a kilo. Now you're selling at 1,000 a kilo.
I think
discourages the farmers. And that's what we were saying we shouldn't.
what I'm going to do, I'll give them to interject. You can interject. Yeah, so that will explain my back. Why you interject? Just like that.
We're challenging Lamwara because she's one of the person responsible for those seeds distribution in Omoro.
Yeah. That was one of the best things. For them, they want to
actually have the mic.
my
people can hear me from Little FM.
No, this one goes up to that place.
Yes.
It's okay.
They know that now, at that time we have written everything and
Me come and border. When the cooperative society can be formed in any 12 of the soya cooperative society, think that so many of
For us, we are creating up under the warehouse. We are creating price stabilization confirm that when you spend 1 million to grow, you will have to sell it at 2 million.
2 million, and you can't go grow that. That's what we used to have Rint marketing board, coffee marketing board, produce marketing board. Those used to give buffer pricing. When you supply,
Let us go back.
they kill all these things.
Wadu Chen, man Radio Rupiny, and tika Wine Chawani. Yopamwai studio, Matie Kanki members ki FDC Chuchak officer, lo Tikan Kidon the Chu, a part, Magiti Bakai. When you look Matika Biroki bought la Chu, Party FDC, maybe the president, in Uganda, that did Honorable Nathan James Nandala Mafabi, whom you look my poll trial, it appear ma megi ma chen, ma wabimi ukar ki agre, ki nero ma tikan, bena bibir ki kar entika chung yomoro, pi parliament, pi chere parliament pi mege, and bena bibir kar manyak, mana knock kine. Chi, wepa du chen bot agre, ka wadu kwa nen apila mea a Rio ne, pen pidong wabi, pedong aro mo nyako pila ngawen pen chao ti manak twal. Yes, agre tong wibi pi lo manadit.
Omera LK, kime waje kela ditu lo loke, waje ni manifesto mamege unyo dul kwena wakati I campaign mamege kio tui kumulok mo don angwen. Mea chel opera terra da en waje ni dok menya yo teach. Ching luak mamegwa. En waje ni lok me teach eni bichung matek ikom fu kama waje ni jemi mapere tek mayan tie kerefu tie coffee tie ye lok me pama tie ye neno neni gwako le kero kero malo kama waje ni lopale le total kai winyu kai o ya chuli nyotis langs of region lokale le total pian polewa ibingi mai wo ki yawo ci waje ni gamente mamege binene wek dano dok chen ka fu makelo lo nyingi ak gibi churu dano jengi kore lok man me churu dano di churu di bichi en pe biti kwere en bi neno neni ki churu dani wel marwate ikin me kare eni ki dok bene ki po yinu ne wenyu di nya di ka ki chulu adi murung de mo be no nya o yete kare eni ni mono gamente mamege biti mukiti en matara FDC me Rio waje ni lok pa cooperative bang me cooperative meri duok chien man pire tak total cooperatives ki je mo kene chalo lok me chalo lera spinning mill ge mer duok chien weng ki mo kene ni weng mer duok chien we kar man daro be ki kar men no tich je mo ire chen malo cooperatives bi ko total ni agi comme societies matino gore chen cooperatives we o il kero padwa neno neni jima dano tika furu ni uberu ke kero la bolle ko mi chalo nyim ko ni ababe mi dwa ko bon mego be medene chalo nyim o wana furu ya tia ka chene ni itek ni ene dano no tika nyim puru kara ne no kri chalo kila chele le bario o de dwe me beach kanyi mo manyen no dong elibadi angwena beach inde ti wilo kodi kila chele man tikin jima en itika merni tela mamege miruti ye mir kinene ki yubu store kama ki gwa ke jemini eni kama no ki beri ye ki receipt mano in kinene receipt eni konyo me we ko welo ben marwate pe welo ben madio la fu kadon ki mogo no ki mogo bu ber tich pagamente menene ni welle enu berigin mabe botu no ini gwa ko ticket meno ki stoni konyo in meno chente bene ka gwa me churu la tien ka chie no wel fu pe be do konyo me ilu kero pa la fu yenyu chuk pe ini bi char yenyu chuk in kikumi ento cooperative yung char ka yenyu ngo chuk pe dong yelo wi in lok me yele pa weli no pe ti yelo twal ke dong umi la bol ma pier tek ni chente bena bi ber chema ke pe miyo ne ki lwa mano konyo dan we ka gunu ber kin gang la bol ka ini beri I doktoji I umor ka chaine ni cheno won tamni war mer yu kolo chike miyo kero beri kumu mano wonu beru ki kare me yubo kolo enoni ka initi patero kamano tukutie ye mano umeri yubo gware mo ka kage Unyo mer yo po jim mukene ni no care ni be pa
be your juice me tugu.
Unyo mer bi juice me tuku juice me yeme tar gangwa ya tiak kidani. So we ka dwak ki me president or med manak ka kenyo
When me go poge na mer me la bola chel. We had chakhe mo ka ali wa chel mi a bon wen gi pier bor we bor.
Yes.
Carmen no ia chori e kakama chala tiak pala back be furu nyim tutwal. Wapero gi tool me gi ne produce marketing board.
Yeah, produce.
Gi bero ka gamo nyim gi bot lwa. Gen gi gamo gi goro ka chel ka gen gi chare ilwa. I wel me no cooperative society gi mogo. Me no kelo limi ching dano tutwal. Eni etien lok mwe la dit presidential flag bearer me gwati wachi gi lok me cooperative to gi te chalo lok tu. Gino were na no wel ti balek ma ene. Jome gi ti igamente pa NRM. Gine gimio kodi dok gine gi bolo wel te kar ma chamu te ma o chia. Mani te kar ene iatiak don gi tengo nyimo. An gi gona chimcha wachino. Munu gwak nyim eni pochare. Piti aloko ni nyim i chup me wilobo. Tie me ramo dollars a dek chere i a beach. Mete ke nyaya gi chilling ali ngwen gi mia dek gi mone kinyo. No kelo dollar kelo chilling ali ba pari o kila chien. Pingo piti aloko ni mo nyim ene gi luoko gi kum tege. Mete ko chiri China pigi mo ke kene kum nyim gi bayo. Chi family pa diro matie i NRM gine giti waro nyim eni gitero woko tere illa kin gang me miero ini chiri chat gine ni pegi miero chi eni etien lok mu wero manifesto pa FDC wachini cooperative society obikonyo total me ilo kero pa dano wek chento donye jebagi kuno tere ti warehouse gimini receipt ini tero kilo 100 eni gi gwoko kinyu tere kar gi charo Gen no gi balance ngi na ngo me gi twero mi ole.
Okay, ofoyo. Let me kibot mego president. Mego antika chung e omoro ke chu mege ke parliament. Yes mego.
Apoy to twal when radio. But look at kit will bolo well ma won't ya when you ne chawani. Anya la ka president otoy ma atika chung chalo woman MP me Omoro district flag bearer me FDC. Donc ma lupe ki bolo wel me chat ket ma o winyo bate kan wa ko ne kere ma chalu soya bien ma chalu soya i mwagane dano lu pupo no chene pieni i a cheki me mwagane enini ono wel soya ti aliba bit soya ne benegiti ki grade mo kene aliba beer kila chel donc yen la pu ke wilu soya i kero de poro ikare me chat madong ini kwanyo soya ki poro dong wel soya iya chakene obedi alibachel kimi abero wel soya do chago lo udugu pin wai alibachel ma eni cham ma tek mati NRM ma wana ya chul waloni ko ma aki malo ki bollu tela bien la tela ke ubiti ka wil ento entiki jone ma be wilu wile eni bien gen no giti ki chuk magiano mogo ti Kenya magien gi chare kom kila chiel alibabiro i Kenya ento in i Uganda kan itika chato na i alibachiel donc in la pu ibi lon awene dichi enini ana lego won lo win radio ma won ti ken gang ni o mori ni la kit ko ne eni wundong pe obi ye ni o meda nyim o ripe ki wan FDC o bet fungwa we onena la me teach ma wonu tika tiune bien la kit teach ma initiu ichiru kwok chikore beru peni wan kong dong wa joyu wa kwe ko ne eni we kwa piet lutien wa chul lutien wa gang kwan ka tuotie wa bet ki kero me chulo ot yat ento pe ini beru ki chini mia chali wachi ni mero in chi pe meti apoyo.
Okay, ofoyo. Yes, agre ne teko we ko
matiri budong ma megulo uyomochinya right honorable Nandala at some point in actually here a few years ago Simpson became the white gold. atamoni lok me cooperatives big mio la gambi pero eni. They knew this was going to make people prosperous. They were American President Kongi lock any. Something that happened in Acholi. The market for Simpson was coming up. Now there was no any structural organization to help people bridge the gap between the producer and the market. And also, there came to a point where some crooks were now used. Some would be added to our Simpson, which would be very good. And this was something that came up. So people ended up taking something to the market, and the quality was not being compromised. I think FDC's manifesto of bringing silos and also going to cooperatives will help address this post-harvest handling and some of these irregularities, which is hampering because corruption has now eaten up the place. Even in the villages, people think that when I put a lot of rubbish in my GNATs, I can get more money.
Because of the
This is not the mindset, because of corruption and because of poverty. I think this is what I wanted to add.
No,
Okay,
Raditi, let me tell you, what it also happened. But what we did, like for us in this cooperative, for us even it was worse. Coffee, Arabic coffee is the best. So they would go to Paida, and they get Paida coffee and put. But there are also beans, which resemble coffee. Beans,
Which resemble coffee.
Which resemble coffee.
They were now selling them for coffee.
They would put them in the coffee.
Oh.
You understand? Then they are not going to put even the stones. But that one, it can be there. By the way, it makes your cost go down. But the one with the crookman will say that, I know you have put there maybe 200 grams. Now, instead of paying you for 800 grams, I'll pay you for 500 grams. So he goes and cleans up, you have lost 300 grams.
Okay.
So the best you can do is to do it. But that one will be addressed in a place by itself. That's why you are aware, there used to be lint marketing board, there used to be coffee marketing board, there used to be produce marketing board. We killed these institutions because of corruption.
Okay, let's take some few phone calls because we have very few minutes to be in the studio. We have like 15 minutes to be here. Wanong Kim, Kong Wanong Kim Kibotin, not a deck, Kabungan a deck, Aria Bungan, a beach a beer, not a deck. Man ready Rupiny, one wound, Tia Kanki, Lamakbender,
Why didn't we finish summarizing this?
The phone calls are here. I would request that let's take some few phone calls, then you respond to them as you summarize, and then we conclude.
No, because we would have summarized our manifesto, the remaining parts, then we take phone calls at once.
Because I see 5 pillars, we have only covered one. If we are to exhaust the
No,
entire 5
we'll
pillars.
run quickly.
Okay, maybe let's do that.
Yes.
Well, we shall then now reduce the number of calls.
Yeah. So now we are explaining our pillars, and the next pillar, first, this pillar, which has even trade and industry, the trading, the industry, we have to create the industry under that pillar of employment and agree, and then also mineral development, there's oil and gas, then there's tourism. That one will create jobs, and I can tell you jobs will be many, all the youth will be employed, our boys will stop taking marijuana, they will stop playing cards.
They'll be productive youths.
They'll be productive. And what we'll do, we'll put 10% of our budget in this. So now, because 10% will be there, it's production. And as the production goes on, more jobs go on, people have money up and they will demand for goods and what? Services. Now when you demand for goods, let me give an example. If you have been taking one bottle of beer, now you're taking 10. That means the demand for beer will increase. Now the producers of beer will demand more sorghum to produce beer. So the people planting sorghum will be also demand more energy to have more sorghum to produce beer. And as the economy grows, the tax base becomes wide. As the tax base becomes wide, you don't need to tax a few people. You tax many people, but very little. And as little, the economy spurs. And of course, for us, our target even is to deal with the debt. We're not going to borrow. We must have to deal with how to pay the debt. And this debt, we are planning that as soon as we come in, we shall have justice more tight, no more borrowing, and put money in production, look at how to deal with the debt, and we'll deal with the debt immediately. We shall not restructure.
Okay.
The first debt to deal with is the local debt. Because if you pay the local people who have supplied to government, then investment will be in the country, and it will go a long way to increase production and bring more money. The second one is strategic investment. This is to deal with roads. We have now run the roads. We're going to make.
We have talked about it actually.
Then the rail lines. Now you saw our rail lines grow. You remember it's 2 point. We're going to fix the rail lines. We're going to fix water. We're going air transport, information and communication, housing, energy. Electricity we talked about. I'll also share with you a document we have prepared about the type how we're going to run energy, which you can talk to our people. Then land and water and environment. Of course, you know land is very important. Nobody should lose land as a constitution. Then the environment will be managed and water. Our pillar number 3 is capital development. And this is where we are. Education. We have a lot of diminishing education, quality of education, salary disparities, a lack of national school feeding policy, insufficient capitation grants, and high school dropouts. This has 80% of the people drop out. Many of the children drop because of not eating food at what? At school. That's why you see a lot of this. Now we're going to increase capitation grant to 200 shilling, 200,000. Now this will deal with dropouts. Now we shall feed our children because we have money. In Uganda we have a lot of money. Now salary teachers, all teachers will be paid well and salaried. And there's no difference between science and arts because an English teacher is the one who taught math teacher to teach math and English. So now this will build this, and also their children of the teachers will be educated for free from primary up to university, and they will have houses.
Okay.
And now that one goes ahead today. That applies to now we go to sports. We don't have sports. If Anita, the Speaker of Parliament, can build a stadium, what about government? We should have stadiums everywhere. Eh? We should have these primary schools.
We are seeing Hoima now having a stadium.
That one's the government. That one's one. But how many are here? We would have, in fact, every sub-county should have a stadium. If you have been to Ghana, even every primary school has a what? A stadium. So these are things we should deal with. So we knew when we talked about this, sports, because it is health and whatever, and we said we are going to deal with that. We have a lot of funding there, do infrastructure, and also nurture talents. We have a sort of Achibwe. I went to see where Achibwe came from. Very deep village in Alipitongo there. If we had no talents, he was the fastest runner in the world. These are the people with a lot of talents here. Then health we need to deal with health. We're going to ensure we have all our hospitals functioning. The regional hospitals will become national hospitals. The health center will become referral hospitals. And these are going to be equipped. And then there will be no more medical tourism. Because medicine will be here, equipment will be here. You don't have to go to India. You don't have to go to South Africa. You don't have to go to China. The next pillar is about leadership and governance. It's a very serious one. And this is one of our best way of saying we lose over 10 trillion shillings every year. We're going to fight corruption without fear of favor. This 10 trillion will come back here.
Regardless of who you are.
Without, you see, Auditor General has a report. IGG has a report. See, I can tell you, give me that matter, you will see. That one is one of our pillars.
Okay, let's look at pillar number 5.
That's one, of course, we're going to be there. Corruption will be fought. Justice delayed, delayed is just denied. We are going to deal with justice. We don't want to do political justice. We are going to re-establish the term limits in our constitution, the age limits, and we can tell you we are going to make sure we have social heritage development. The legislation will be properly processed, and we are going to implement our village development models. And that's there you should know that there is even power. We see federal, when people talk of federal leadership, they think it's Buganda.
Okay. What for you? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, well, for the trial, or for the trial, is basically appreciating the manifesto and the leadership in you, is seeing bright future for this country under your leadership. Is only asking the people of Acholi to be focused in this coming election. Hello, ready Rupiny? Atima Bay. Yes, Francis. Yes, Ogwe Gulu Kio Yam District. Oh, fire. All right. The manifesto is very good, but the problem is corruption. Despite the good manifesto, corruption will still fail the manifesto. If in case you are trusted with the top leadership of this country.
One of the pillars we're going to fight corruption, and that's where we've even put how we're going to deal with it.
Okay,
how shall we fail? We're going to deal with that.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Two more last calls. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
I'm Joel Oyam.
Joel Oyam District, yes?
Yeah. Manifesto district ya president wala ya bara. Bakta myo kita entra timo kara po pinanero ya po ati Uganda kan. Ya metu wetan. Pas kira ya metu naraka. Yo tiki na tie ro ko be kare kina na ko jena na Uganda pinanero ba jena na Uganda na dia ba no wilo. Ye no ya kana ti ke pound ya kana ti le. So ta no Uganda yo tiki na tie ya jena ni.
Okay. Great. Good doctor Eroni. Wanong Chim, hello? Ready Rupiny, hello? Yes. Oh, for Mr. Nen. Okay. And this was the last call. Ugandans have been voting very well, but they are always denied their vote for the leader they want. How are you going to protect their vote if in case they vote for you overwhelmingly in the 2026 general election? How will you secure and protect those votes? I think let's start with that one as we respond to other few. Agree, maybe Kekwan Magiki, board president.
Thank you so much. Your Excellency, allow me.
I can you do the translation.
Okay, fine.
Okay,
All right.
The first thing that I go through this.
Okay. After my tech when radio, Amirni adore your man and
Well, talk we yet, but chow to
any year did what ye do gin mono do gin mena machet menya yoti any year dog me chat ki neroni kelo jim me yupu jami magaloni industries ubetie log mena lokumo ubetie we I dog me agriculture ki medu care me don dan any be care asana pa me budget berutie I mena no loki enoni ibi ngoro kwiji log me danu chante biberu pe igamente mamege dok ner ni mir git ner ni churu den no wen kon ki chak ki pa joma tie pa jo kanyi Uganda kanyi wet down jak don obe dul le mena mario pa gima team manifesto nyoy dul kwen me campaign ma mege gin ma enemy ni team ke do president ene ye gin ma global strategic investment unyo keto lim ki kero I kom jemi mo ma pigi tego tamo pore ko il kero padan ikine waje ni long me yo paga roje do chen long me match mi romdan kin pachi en gen mari gwenye materda pi mer ge yobu betti ma leng dok ma pol ma ko nyadano ke gok ngom padano pe ki ma ngom padano ki gamente ma mege long me ka bere mo rumo wa ke bi lwen me gok ne matek twal gin me nama adet kiluoni capital development man miyo kero kilwak ikid mengech wa kutim jim mapore en waje ni bidwen fal me ilu kero me fonye ibi ne ni lu fonye ke chulo gi mabe ke chulo mochar mala mal ki medu wele dok bene ke chulo fonye marom peka poga ni man science man kono ini arts kima kitiga loke kerete nini ini kai ne mo mor umi machal la bol la fonye de mon ramberu la fonye chuar beru pe kape la fonye de mon yo fonye kele mon wa en nyam jeme e guni so do fonye mer gi te gi marom bi beri gi kar men ne ki yugo ori ki lo fonye wen do tiano pa lo fonye wen mer go pa non wa university
watongo wi chap chap ben chawa
bien nene ki nene ki lo kero metugo ke yup stadium at ubeto tie katwere ben we level mesa counties wen we go nen yo me kelo do tiano matiki ngej ki chwal wogo uchiere go non kero me ilo kero ipachige nene ilo kero me yot kom ki medo odi ki medo yeno beti odia pe kidmete kar en mano odia ti no ni el seta fos wen bido Orient Med District, new referral hospitals, mano down area, mano oriati, petit log mecher no treatment ki wako kon India gin biberu kwe, me Rio me gikine any leadership and governance. Leadership and governance man lokum tela ki lobo, ma wajini en in nano dorenyang, machala me parliament, government me Uganda runyu chen maramo trillion a pa, mwaka gimwaka ichamchana, pi log metela ki dor government maraj, iten chana. Nene ni ki ngol mati icha marwate uyor lok metwe dan uno ki de galo go tege miu ngol pakote mer pa bitime bi nene ki dwa chen lok me tam limit man madan beru kare ka mo ka do o pa che we inde gir ko te ndo gir kan tay ber la be na ga tela jar ken ma la de logo yu sebe tika tim nene me wajini ilo ke par me parliament obetie ma ki logo lok ma guru kum lwa lok me kwanyo mwaka 8 limits ben ene bit wako chen wako ti ya gikene wajini lok on special interest groups unyo dun man ma pigi tap tegu magi kero iti dun ma pat chal dun pa mege ene bi kero kere chingi jumute ki bino ene pierre chelio bi due ki due te gade o ma pierre chelio bi pa we pierre bor ken ma ga menda mati lo chan tika timani bora ki bi mini ki pire i chulo million rio i beri mwaka bi ke chulo no ele mia ngwen mwaka lo to di in ko ko in man ken ma beberu kwere kamente projects matie ki wi king Gulu ki mon we guti ye we ko il ker megan eni biro ka yupo wat biro ka gedu pem kama pem pe ye biro ka yupo pem kama bale we daru ti ka chel ma ken go repe e ribo ki dano ko wen di ti go lo ko
man pira tak to 12 me you down here ene ye ni president of logo ni jowa magu bero ka supplying government institution mapapa gibina noni miero gichul gi mena machiel gine ye gibitao chulo gi pelo rock manogu biro machalo lok mukene ni magiti ti yubijo chare Uganda ni ene ye gibi chulo gi ko ene bitako chulo nywale me Uganda ene ye gitako biro no chente
okay
manogu no supplying penjo kene go supplying mon mana yang te chulo gi yo kene go supplying joma pat manu bero government institution pege choroge enoni ubero luanyi como nyale Uganda mano we jammi mano kutikere machalo biashara ameki ruenyo piano gamendo mi jammi eno gamendo kwa choro na enemy is going to fight man ni jammi maka mano be wajingo tedara.
Mr. Party President, as we have been the presidential candidate FDC, Right Honorable Nandala Mafabi, as we conclude, let's respond to those questions and we summarize.
Oh, thank you so much. To begin with, I want to thank you so much for this question because it shows you are listening to us and also to tell you that it is time to remove fear among yourselves. One thing I want to put clear is that we come here with a plan so that you can only go and do anything if you are written. You can dance, you can walk when you are satisfied. If you are hungry, you can't dance. So that's why we want everybody to really have what to eat, have money in their pockets, life is good, and bring back dignity. We don't want people to be beggars in our country, and that's what we're working on. So now that's where I come in to deal with all these issues of race, to Today when we're coming, everywhere we're going, we're getting people blocking us on the way. They were saying, we want to see you. They are carrying, what are the leaves? We have a car full of leaves, gifts.
Olive leaves.
Olive leaves. Wanting to talk to you, speak to us, just greet us. Let us say, we see you on TV. Today we're seeing you physically. You understand? Those are the stories. So now, first and foremost, a vote on in a village at a polling station, a presidential candidate or an MP cannot guard it. The person who guards the vote is the owner of the vote at that polling station. So we want to ask everybody, don't fear to vote that they are going to steal your vote. Let us go out massively and vote. And as we vote, the people will count and say, this polling station has 1,000 votes. And the name which is coming is Nandala. Everybody, the international world, the technology has come. Everybody will say, Brian, give me one of your polling stations. Where you vote from?
One polling station.
One polling station. One polling station, Nandala, Nathan, 1,000 votes. The rest 0. Clearly stated, 1,000. Everybody is now knowing that 1,000 votes at that polling station. Another one like that. Now, everybody, we are having a system which totals. And totals every time. It will come clear, nobody will. They have been cheating us because we lack information from those areas to our systems. Now, sometimes also, our agents are compromised. We're begging agents, if you feel you don't want, don't go there even if you compromise. I want to warn agents who compromise. Time will come against you. You remember a man called Judas Iscariot, who betrayed Jesus. The man hanged himself, he never ate even the 30 silver, and he died on a tomato. He hanged himself on a tomato tree. How can somebody die on a tomato tree? You can imagine. And even the people said, we can't touch that money. And that money was used to buy a place. Now if you go in Israel, where they bury criminals. So we want you not to be there. Now, I can tell you the vote will be protected. Now, the protection of the vote starts with the voter as it goes up and whatever. Now, we will demand a right. We are asking Electoral Commission, be free and
fair. Okay, let's see the other second, the other question.
The other question. Now, the imbalances which my brother from Oyam, I think if I can join from Oyam, about imbalances in regional manifesto. Yes, the constitution of Uganda is very clear to deal with where there is a place which is not developed equitably. It has to be taken with special interest. I want to tell you and I want to confess, I was a chairman of national economy in 21 to 26. We thought social national, that new stuff was working. 1, 2, 3. I was involved. If you ask, even Professor Atigo was there. But it has, now, it means in northern Uganda we have a master plan for it. They have lost. They have been retarded. You see, you know this nodding diseases, poverty, a proud tribe being brought down. It's very dangerous. We must make sure that people become proud, and that's why we talk about dignity. And I can tell you there will be a massive investment here. And me, I was mentioning this, I come from a village. That's why you see me, our campaign is through villages. We're not calling people where we get lorries to come as if they are cows. We can't carry people on lorries as cows. Oh God, people must be good. You see.
So you mean your other colleagues are ferrying people?
Yes, we're on lorries. How can you carry a person on a lorry? For us, we go where they are because they are masters. In fact, let me tell you, voters, your vote is very important. It's one to determine what to do.
Candidate, so Nandala, let's summarize.
No, I'm going to summarize. Don't worry about it. We still have a few minutes. And I'm good at summarizing. So we want to tell you there will be constant development as the Constitution of Uganda directs. And I can tell you, and freedom of expression, freedom of association, people doing whatever they want as trade and whatever, under Article 29 will be looked after. And imbalance, that equitable development is our objective. It's one of the objectives of our constitution. I want to tell you, I respect the constitution and I'll go with it. And given if you give me work, ask everywhere I have been, I have done work. Corruption will be fought. You remember as chairman Park, you know what I did. I dealt with, you know, even the vice president went to prison, Kenya, others just ran away, but...
it was through your effort.
Yes, so if we can take those one, But also we made the recoveries about 1.7 trillion shillings at that time. So that means if I was the president, you know what I would have done.
Okay.
So when you give me an opportunity, we'll deal with it. So I come here with experience that. Now leadership, of course, where I've been I've told you I'm a servant. I am asking for a job from you. So I must be your worker. And if you're a worker, you must do what the bosses want. Now the bosses collectively give you their money, it must be applied to a better job. The bosses give you the whatever tools to work, you must do the best so that you can earn a salary. And the salary is a thank you.
Okay.
So now if you don't do good, there will be a problem. Now I come with knowledge. I'm an economist, I am a teacher, I am a taxman, I'm a financial, I am a lawyer,
Your profile is rich,
I am a farmer. I know what a farmer goes through, but the most important, I come in this job with love. I know I want to bring what we call a reconciliation, I want to bring unity. I come here to say that this country belongs to all of us. We don't want to divide the country north versus south, west versus east. No, we need one country.
Thank you.
That's what
Thank you so much.
Now, my brother of Noya, I think Noya, you start today, you will start with your structure in your village, and I'm going to talk also to my brother Olanya, and now I have Agri here, let us see how to run Noya, but start with your smell, the few people who can be in the village can manage it as a village as a structure. Now, I recall then my brother from Mulak, was it innovation?
Science and innovation.
Science is well, you see, innovation, you give people time. And let me tell you an example. I am a programmer. You know a programmer? And for us, our programming at that time, our computer was more than this room. It was called the mainframe. Now we used to call it Lotus 1, 2, 3. Those are the things, the languages we used to deal with.
In programming.
In programming. But I am by then a very good programmer. But to be a good programmer, you need space. You sit down, you design your formulas, test them, they take time. Likewise now medicine. Medicine, when you're going to make medicine, you will create medicine, you will need time, it may fail, it may work, it may react, and that's it. So this one, it means a country to develop in those areas. There must be a lot of space for them, and the space will be resources. Well, resources, you don't mind because you can do an experiment and it fails. Now that one must be there. Not everything you succeed. Even the man who created that bulb, the light, he tried and tried and tried until one time. So now, now you know it. But so what I'm saying is that there will be money and for a country to develop, where President 7 and this team go wrong. You don't need to pay others, we expect more and others. Create a space for them. You put resources for innovation, put resources for research, create a good environment. By the way, we are going to put a place, let me give an example. You can build a big place here in Gulu. I'm just giving an example with good rooms.
A science innovation hub.
You come. If you have your time, go there, go and do your time. Food is there, what is there, what you do yourself. Whatever, if you succeed, succeed. If you fail, you'll try again.
Candidate Nandala Mafabi, we stop there because our time is up. If we are to spend your time discussing this manifesto, we shall spend the entire night. Agree, Tongo Wiuge, as we conclude.
Afo mate LK, la duty udolo doglo na dola.
Yes.
Ugamula peny mo aki Noya, la peny mo aki umoro, aki uyam, ki bord la ten kwan, matika kwan no beru dapta imulago. Achak kimagike wajuni gin gibe miyo kare, ki gum, ki gikero lim, me nena ni ki ilukero, me neno ni dano magitiki chwiny, me kwano ki me yupo jemi, ki me kweto tich pa jemi, makonyo lwa, man magalwani science, gibe miyo kare, gikero lim ye. Me ariyo ogamo ni lok me Noya, inyang ni pe akoti Noya, structure pe, dano tigi luoro, dano beda gonya, honorable Lanya Gilbert tie, anbena tie ki jo mukene ni, wabibiru kachel, gien dongu chak beru pe nyoko, yubu structure pe kikendi, wabiru miyo kero, pate bo miyo kero, menene ni ki yubu structure, dano beti gen, ogamo lok me kukui, mangad mono kilukoro, wajini, kukui tie ubiru katine yam chon, ente chawa nene kwa la kuidon tek pien kero ki ngej fadano o yero mala tutwal dum dano beti gen gwako kui chaki kum in la bol kui in meti wako na netwer ni pere tek chere bol kui chi gwak kui ni kage kwano kui bedi I win kide ke kwano kede I jola dugine in ki kumi mene ye kide ke cher kede nyim no wa wi lobode cha tika na ni kui ni ki kwano wor kidman wiye enomio la gammi enoni udok ma gike ma wiya pa wil ene dok me ko corruption sam chana wajani ene bil wani pire ene bil won kom me pak ni parliamentary public accounts committee kama ibere ki kare me weto dok duoko chien igamente chien mono ki kwalo maramo trillion achiel ton na biyero kulu me ario en bene ye weko ki mago edit vice president John edit Gilbert du Kenya ma eno no uberu nying me cham chana no winye kome mele no dutin na tek kati kwere
Ofoyo, thank you so much for your great. Thank you the team in the studio. Ciao to Modern Pobe may take a look make him a candidate Nandala Mafabi, we thank you so much for being with us here and traversing this part of the country. We wish you all the best in your campaign trail.
Yeah, let's thank you very much also for giving us an opportunity, but also want to thank the people of Acholi, Lango, for giving us this welcome and attention. I want to assure you that I'm the best candidate you can line on among the 8 candidates. I come here with the determined work for you, and I believe, you see, how can you go and borrow 8.3 trillion shillings from a commercial bank? Commercial bank, a government? No, that's terrible.
All right, fine.
Yeah, so what of this one we are saying, Bernard, issues to tell you that we come with a formula, and that's why our theme is fixing the economy, having money in your pocket. We ask you to lend us your vote. Just look for a key. Don't ask, look for a key, and they say we have a Prisca algorithm. Just look for the key, and they give it and say we are lending you a vote for 5 years. Lend us your vote for 5 years. You will see a difference. We come as your employees, we come as servants. We look forward that God will be there.
We wish you all the best. Thank you so much who has been listening. For you, better when you are in Yarbatina for agree. Be chunki la dit president.
Mapira check to Charamera, Madam meeting with Kobe.
Second, Major.
Second, as FDC want to prepare and make Bokui. I mean to a Jing Chunjawani. Macharo Secretary for Mobilization, we are going to every district and encourage and then train them tomorrow. Dealing in one better kid gum, killer more. No one lego down away in the Berukuno.
Okay, fine.
And then my Gikine FDC slogan, Komuni, one Uganda, one people. One Legoni, Joduchu without a poga, Mekaha, a poga medini.
Oh, fine.
We born Nandala Mafabi, like a lot of Betty, Machala Tinwa. Machala tin kara, machala dana modong.
We stop here for today.